Hey guys, my name is Nick, and welcome to my channel where I cover all things entertainment. Whatever you're watching, I'm making videos about. If you're unfamiliar with Tubi, it is an excellent ad-supported free streaming service that has a ton of garbage. Lots of garbage on there. But that means there's also a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Now, I have to put out there real quick, there is a leaving soon section on Tubi that lets you know what's going to be gone soon. Really like that. However, they've had some of the same stuff sitting in that section for like 3 months. So just saying, there might be some movies on this list that are gone before you can get to them. However, I will have alternative streaming services that you can watch them on, so we're still gonna have fun with that. Just saying. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk Tubi. Number 10 is Housebound, a horror comedy from New Zealand that's about a young woman who is placed on house arrest after committing a crime. She moves back into her childhood home with her mother, who believes the house is haunted. At first, our protagonist thinks her mom is delusional until she begins to experience the paranormal activity herself. This is a very funny horror movie, which is exactly how I like to describe my horror comedies. There's a genuine mother-daughter story mixed into the spooky happenings that I think gives the movie heart. It allows it to balance the genres. It's like Disturbia meets some haunted house movie from New Zealand, I don't know. Number 9 is Grizzly, a creature feature from the 1970s about a ranger at a state park who must protect the campers when a monstrous bear attacks. It's Jaws in the woods. It's Jaws in the woods, that's it. It is one of the more blatant ripoffs of Jaws, I would say. One of the taglines even directly references Jaws. I mean, it's just pretty sad, but you know what? I like my bad movies, I like my bad cheesy 70s movies, and I like my bad cheesy 70s creature features. So, if you want to be part of the bad movie fan club, you gotta watch Grizzly. Number 8 is The Devil's Double, one of the more underrated movies of the 2010s that you may have forgotten about. Set in 1980s Baghdad, a man is forced to act as the body double for Saddam Hussein's son, who he resembles strikingly. Dominic Cooper turns in 2 fantastic performances in this movie, one as a sadistic terrorist and the other as the man forced to go along for the ride in order to survive. This movie borders on being straight up horror in the way that it is intense and violent, but you know I'm here for that hard R goodness, just saying. And in case it does leave Tubi, it was recently added to Amazon Prime, where you can watch it ad-free. Number 7 is Burning Bright, another creature feature, but it's one that fans of Crawl are gonna wanna check out. Brianna Evigan plays a young woman who has recently lost her mother and must take care of her autistic brother as her stepfather uses the last of the family money to start an exotic zoo, like a crazy-ass idiot. As a hurricane approaches, the evil stepdad boards up the house with a tiger inside, hoping it'll eat up the kids so he can collect some insurance money. This is all one big stupid ass ruse to get a tiger locked in a house with people trying to survive, and you know what? It is stupid as all hell, and I love it. I will say the brother on this spectrum is often used to create problems in the movie, which isn't good, but tiger locked in a house during a hurricane. What do you do? You can't go outside, there's a hurricane, you can't go in the kitchen, tigers love kitchens, you can't even get through any of the windows, they're all boarded up, you've got a person screaming all the time, you're gonna get eaten any moment. I love that. If you like Crawl and other survival thrillers, I think you should give this a shot, because while it is low budget and it doesn't pull off a lot of its action sequences, it's still a fun ride. And in case it does leave Tubi, it is also available on the IMDb TV channel that you can access through Amazon Prime, where you can watch it also with ads. Number 6 is Demon. This Polish horror drama follows a couple on their wedding day as the groom is possessed. This is a beautifully haunting movie that I've really been wanting to talk about, because I feel like it is the exact movie that people would say isn't necessarily horror, because it isn't focused on the blood and guts. I mean, there are parts of the movie that play out like a straight up comedy, but it's definitely horror. It's 100% horror. It's just character-based dramatic horror. But that that's still horror, and that's okay. We don't need to do any gatekeeping. Not necessary at all. This is just a fantastic movie, which is, I think, what we should all be concerned about at the end of the day, and I hope a lot more people discover it, because it isn't just available on Tubi, it's also on Amazon Prime and Shudder, where you can watch it ad-free. Number 5 is young adult, because I feel like I need to lighten this up just a little bit. Charlize Theron plays a young adult author who travels to her hometown to try and reclaim her high school boyfriend, who has moved on and is married with children. Yeah, it's not that much lighter. This is definitely a dark comedy, but it's my kind of comedy. It's another team up between Diablo Cody and Jason Reitman, who did Juno, which I love. And you should probably jot this down. I like bitchy comedies, and Charlize Theron plays such an unstable train wreck of a human being, and I love just seeing the way she tries to maneuver her way through the situations she gets herself into. It's very funny, even if it is very dry. I feel like you don't have to glorify the actions of these types of characters in order to be entertained by understanding them. What does it say about me that these are the types of characters I'm drawn to? I don't know. Let's move on. Number 4 is Here Alone, a zombie survival thriller about a woman living alone during the zombie apocalypse. Her life is truly upended when she learns that she isn't in fact alone at all. I mentioned this in my last video on the best horror on Netflix, and it was removed from the service almost immediately, so, you know, whatever. In case you didn't get a chance to catch it then, you should watch it on Tubi now. Number 3 is Knock Knock, a thriller starring Keanu Reeves as a man who is home alone when his wife and kids are out of town. During one stormy night, a couple of beautiful young women arrive at his door, stranded and in need of assistance. He lets them in and tries to help, but these deadly ladies have other plans for him. They force him to participate in increasingly violent challenges as they try to ruin his life. This is one of Eli Roth's less extreme movies, yet it is still very in your face, but it does feature Ana de Armas playing a sexy psycho, which is a fun time, and it's a different kind of thriller, so I think for that reason alone, it's worth a watch. Number 2 is Lake Mungo, an Australian found footage horror drama about a family experiencing paranormal experiences shortly after their teen daughter accidentally drowns. What sounds like a typical ghost story turns into an investigation for the truth when the family tries to discover whether or not they are actually being haunted. I remember seeing this when it hit DVD like over 10 years ago, because it was part of the After Dark Horror Fest one year, and they put out a lot of garbage, but there were some hidden gems in there, and this is one of them. I'm hoping that more people at this time are discovering Lake Mungo, because it is also on Amazon Prime, in case it does leave Tubi. Number 1 is Carol, a romantic drama based on a novel by Patricia Highsmith that's set in 1950s New York. Rooney Mara plays a shopgirl who begins a relationship with the older housewife Carol, played by Cate Blanchett. This is such a beautifully made movie. It was directed by Todd Haynes, whose style I love, but I don't really care for all of his work, so this is probably my favorite of his. But the cinematography is beautiful, the costume and production design is on point, and the acting is absolutely superb. Blanchett and Mara deserve all of the nominations, but the supporting cast is great as well. And this isn't the typical BS period piece gay drama romance where it's all just sad and dreary. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you definitely have to watch the whole movie. That is my list for the top 10 best movies to watch on Tubi in the month of September. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know what your favorites are in the comments below, or if there's anything fun on Tubi that you're watching. We are officially in spooky season, which is just awesome. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see during the month of October. I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Feel free to follow me on Instagram if you're interested. If you feel like subscribing, make sure you hit that bell. That way you're actually notified when I upload, because YouTube isn't gonna do it alone. Sorry to sound desperate, but I kind of have to. Otherwise, it's gonna be like 5 months from now, and you're gonna be like, why am I subscribed to this dude? What the hell? And then you're gonna look at my page and realize you missed out on like 500 videos, and they're all gonna be like exceptional. So like, just saying. Don't forget to leave this a like on your way out. That is it for this video, but I won't stop you from watching another.